Richard George Bruher,
Andrew Brunn,
Vincent Edward Brunton,
Ronald Booker,
Brandon J. Buchanan,
Greg J. Buck,
Dennis Buckley,
Nancy Claire Boishet,
Patrick Joseph Booth.
John
What they do,
Edward
AJ, is they get their family
Jr.,
members every year read the names of their families. So the ones that are reading currently,
Burford,
they sign up for different names to read, and
Daniel Burke,
I think that they read like family members' names.
Jr.
Charles F. Burlingame.
Now that's the building that replaced it. That's called the One World Trade Center. It's just one building now.
Donald J. Burns.
And they replaced the two towers. It was two towers, but they replaced it with one. I think it took 10 years for the first for that building to come up, I think.
Buslow,
Milton G.
But this happened, let's see, 11 years before you were born.
Patrick Dennis.
And it just changed our country forever. It reshaped the life of our country forever. It's just crazy. It's crazy that it's been 20 years. It's crazy.
Lillian Castillo.
But you think about the people who lost their lives. Is that Biden?
Stephen
That's Biden in the crowd.
Cafiero Jr.
and my father, Michael.
Oh, stop! And his father. Oh,
And my
she said, and my father.
We miss you. There's so many events that I wish you were part of, like my wedding or Timmy making you a grandfather. We hope that you're proud of us, and please look after me and the rest of the family.
and my father, Philip David Miller. We love and miss you. You'll always be in our hearts. I wish you were here to see your 3 beautiful grandchildren grow up. But in my heart, I know that you're watching over us.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. See, they read the names of their families, see?
Richard Michael Caggiano,
AJ, stop that. Stop!
Brett Cahill,
Michael John Cahill,
George C. Kane,
Thomas Joseph.
So they, every year, family members read the names of their family that perished.
Calabro.
Edward Calderon,
And they go through all, this goes on all day long, and they read over, they read all the 3,000 plus names.
Bobby Calise,
I mean, that's a lot of people to leave the world in one place at one time. It's just a lot of people.
Callahan.
I mean, I'm telling you, it reshaped the life of our country.
Suzanne M. Cali.
Michael F. Camarata,
Rocco Kamal.
You think about people who lost children and siblings and parents and grandparents all at the same time. It's just
Campbell,
Robert Arthur Campbell.
crazy.
John A. Candela,
Sheen Thomas Canavan.
Stephen J. Cangelosi,
Vincent A. Cangelosi.
Brian Canizaro,
Lisa Bella Canava.
Louis Anthony Caparici,
Michael R. Canty.
James Christopher Cappers,
Jonathan Neff Capello.
Jose Manuel Cardona,
Richard Michael Caproni.
And they do this every year because this is such a big thing in our country. This is like the biggest thing.
and my big brother. We love and miss you every day. You will never be forgotten. Robert David Peraza.
Wow.
My Uncle Gary Shamar.
No, AJ.
I love you and wish you were here. My
Wow.
siblings and I will be a beacon of your memory for many years to come.
Wow. He was very emotional, of course. Wow.
David G. Carlin.
Rosemary C. Carlson.
Mark Stephen Carlin.
Look, that boy might be about your age.
Ann Carpenetto.
Jeremy Kaz Carrington.
Michael T. Carroll.
Peter J. Carroll.
James Joseph Carson Jr.
Christopher Mikhail Kartzingen,
Angeline C. Carter,
James Marcel Cartier,
Sharon Ann Carver,
Vivian Kasoldik,
John Francis Casaza,
Paul Regan Cassio,
Neely Ann Heffernan Casey,
William Joseph Cashman.
Yep, there's Biden right there.
Thomas
And don't you be booing on our YouTube channel. Don't you do that.
Otto Casper,
Alejandro Castaño,
Arcelia Castillo,
Leonard
Well, let's just make this about
Castrano,
9/11, not about Biden, okay?
Jose Ramon Castro,
William E. Caswell,
Richard G.
Wow, he
Calloway,
reads really well for his age. I wonder how old he
Sean
is.
Caton,
Robert John Caulfield,
Mary Teresa,
I bet that's a grandchild
Judson
that
Cavalier,
never knew his grandparent.
Michael Joseph
I
Coffey,
suspect that she lost her dad,
David Kane,
and that was his grandfather.
Juan Armando Ceballos,
Marcia G. Cecil Carter,
Jason Michael
Cecil.
Cefalu,
Like our neighbor.
Thomas Joseph Selleck,
Anna Mercedes
See, he was 43, and I'm 43 now.
Joni Sesta,
John J. Chada,
Jeffrey Mark Chernoff,
Swarna
It's,
and my uncle Robert G. McElvain. Although I wasn't lucky enough to have met you, your spirit lives on in myself, my brother and sisters, and all those who loved you.
his uncle.
I am honored to carry your name, and I am living proof that life loves on.
Oh, wow.
and my father, Daniel R. Nolan.
Wow. Wow. They attacked so many. They have a police officer because every time they have a reading like that, now they have a different police officer. It's part of the ceremony, AJ. It's ceremonial. To have a stoic police officer behind the reading of the names, it's part of the ceremony.
David M. Charlevoix.
It's part of the ceremony. Look, all these young people. And see, they would have had 20 more years. And did you hear that little boy? He never got to meet his uncle. I mean, he wasn't even alive.
Stephen Patrick.
He wasn't even alive when his uncle deceased. Because, I mean, you think about all the people who are less than 20 years old. You think about all the people, AJ, who are less than 20 years old,
Alexander.
that weren't even in the world. They weren't even in the world when this happened.
Luis
And some people were like in their mom's bellies, and they were born after their dad died.
You mean room?
Womb, you know what I mean. They were in their mother's womb when their dad passed away. So you think about it. You think about children that were in their mother's womb when their dads passed away, that they were born and they never got to know their dad.
Abdul K.
Now you think about that. You think about the enormous blank slates in their life. I mean, think about if your dad had died before you were born, and you would never have known your dad. Now you think about that, AJ. To grow up knowing that your dad died before you were even born.
Alex F.
That's a really that's got to be very hard.
Elaine Silo.
Edna Cintron.
Nestor Andre Cintron III.
Robert D. Siri Sr.
Juan Pablo Cisneros.
Benjamin Keith Clark.
Eugene.
I'm telling you, it shaped our country.
And my husband, Dennis Michael Edwards.
Our
As I
husband.
stand here today, the only thing I can say for certain is that despite the tremendous pain and heartache of losing you, time did not stand still for 1 second over the past 20 years. The best part of those 20 years was having our daughter,